Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about expensive, luxurious perfumes that are definitely worth the price tag. One of my most popular series here on YouTube and one of my favorite ones is testing hyped up niche fragrances. I started this series when I started my channel, and it is all about testing viral hyped niche fragrances or luxurious fragrances that are very expensive and tell you if they are worth it or not. So after 4 years of testing thousands of fragrances on my own or even in this series, these are the winners, the best, the fragrances that I would pay anything for. No, not anything, but everyone has his limits, but I mean the original price tag. So not the price that you will find on discount shops or something like that. I mean the original price set by the brand for these fragrances. Now, it goes without saying that a budget or a limit you set to yourself for a specific fragrance or fragrances in general is very personal and subjective. Everyone has even his own interests. Some people would splurge maybe on fashion or maybe shoes or handbags, and we fragrance lovers love to splurge on fragrances. Now, I have to be honest, I don't splurge only on perfumes but also on makeup and jewelry. I get a lot of comments on my makeup and the jewelry pieces that I'm wearing, and I definitely have some inexpensive pieces, but I also tend to invest in good quality makeup and also timeless and investment pieces when it comes to jewelry, which brings me to what I am wearing today. This beautiful necklace and this beautiful earring is from Edil, a specialized brand in lab-grown diamonds, and they are today's sponsors. These pieces were kindly gifted from the brand, and I can't believe that they reached to me, because just 1 week before I got an email from them, I was thinking about buying a piece from the brand. Like, it is insane. I was watching one of my favorite makeup YouTubers speak about the brand, and the pieces just caught my eye because they are exactly what I love. This timeless, chic, and beautiful pieces that are very, very unique. So what I love about this brand is that they are all gold and, as I said, lab-grown diamonds, and are also ethically sourced. I love also the idea. So all of the pieces are modular pieces. So you can buy this on its own and then you can add add-ons. And I spent hours to pick my favorite one because every one was more beautiful than the other. So this is Estelle, and I absolutely fell in love with this one. I love a lot. Lucia was one. Kaya was also very beautiful. I think I am going to buy Kaya. I am also obsessed with that. Like, this is a very unique idea and it looks so beautiful. It is a timeless piece, but has something special to it. It's not boring. This is what I want to say. The necklaces have the same idea. I opted for this, and it is called Atelier, that has the same cut as the earring. I am so obsessed with these pieces. I have been wearing them non-stop since I've received them. So I would highly recommend this brand if you are looking for very chic, luxurious, timeless pieces but are extremely unique. You will find everything in the description down below. Now, let's get to the fragrances that I would highly recommend, whatever the price tag. When I was thinking about this video, there was one specific brand that immediately came to my mind, because this is the only brand that I would say is worth the price tag, whatever the fragrance you are getting. Like, there are some brands that I would recommend some fragrances, and others I would say they are a little bit overpriced, but this brand deserves all the hype, deserves the money. It is just 10 out of 10, and I'm talking about Amouage. Amouage is one of the most beautiful niche houses that are high quality, high performing fragrances, are very, very unique scents, and are just a piece of art when it comes to the olfactory profile, or even like the bottles are so stunning. The packaging is very nice. So everything is 10 out of 10. You just have to decide which scent you would love. Now, Amouage for the longest time had very challenging fragrances, let's say. They are not a niche house that you would go to if you are new to fragrances. But there is some exceptions, and I can see that the brand now is going into a less challenging direction, let's say, but still maintaining the high quality. This is an extremely high quality brand. When I think about high quality, this is the brand that comes to my mind. I personally love Honor. This is a beautiful gardenia fragrance, perfect as a wedding scent. The most beautiful gardenia fragrance ever created. It's my favorite one. And you don't need to spray a lot of this fragrance, and you will have the most beautiful sillage for hours and hours. I also have Lilac Love. Now they changed the packaging, but the scent is the same. And this is a beautiful lilac fragrance. A very unique lilac that is a little bit on the gourmand side. So it has a little bit of a powdery chocolatey feeling to it. Beautiful. Love Tuberose is amazing. A lot of people love Guidance. Like if you are into a high quality vanilla, there is material. Like this is the brand you would go to if you want to smell unique, you smell rich, and they are for me the only brands that I would pay that amount of money because I know I am getting the best of the best. Next brand, I would say the majority of the fragrances are worth the price tag, and I'm talking about Maison Kurkdjian, of course. Like it's Kurkdjian. The fragrances that he creates are just pieces of art. I love his formulation, the artistic side of the fragrances, but they are very wearable and unmatched, really. His creations are unmatched. You know Baccarat Rouge 540. How many dupes are on the market? And I've tested a lot of them. And I have to say, nothing can compete with the original one. I happen to be not a lover of Baccarat Rouge, but I can see the quality. I can see the uniqueness, not so much now, but I mean, it's the fragrance that sets a trend when it comes to the scent profile. When we talk about oud satin mood, oud silk mood, which I actually prefer to oud satin mood, gentle fluidity gold, all these fragrances are very unique. They smell expensive, they smell rich, they are pieces of art. The presentation, everything about them are, again, 10 out of 10. So although I personally don't own any of the fragrances from Maison Kurkdjian, I would say if I find my scent profile in this house, I would pay the full price because they are an experience on their own. Now, another fragrance house that I am obsessed with, that I would pay the full price, even more, for their bottles, and they don't come in 100 ml, they come in a 75 ml, is Memo. I currently have 2 Memos left in my collection, Winter Palace and Siwa. Now these are more on the light side. As I said, I am personally interested in the scent profile and not the performance in fragrances. And these are more on the weak performance when it comes to fragrances. I have a full buying guide on the whole brand. Everything about it is luxurious, is special, is unique. I believe there is not one fragrance in their collection that I would say is similar to something that I've smelled before. Like there are dupes of Memo, but not the contrary. Like their fragrances are very unique. Winter Palace, for example, is this very unique gourmand tea scent with some oranges. It's a little bit citrusy. It's very cozy and absolutely unique. Siwa, oh my god, I love Siwa. Siwa is narcissus, is balmy, a little bit vanilla. It's just a hard to describe fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful, and I would never declutter any of these fragrances. I have a lot of travel sizes from Memo. As I said, I am obsessed with the brand. Is inlay, a beautiful representation of an osmanthus tea. I have also African leather, which is a masterpiece in my opinion. African leather is the most beautiful, spicy, leathery feeling, a lot of cardamom. The cardamom in that fragrance is to die for, and it's extremely sexy. It is unisex, but it does lean a little bit masculine. This is why I have only a travel size of it. This is, I would say, my favorite men's fragrance of all time. It's absolutely stunning. Russian leather for men. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The representation, as you see from the fragrances, absolutely stunning. Quality is there. The artistic side is there. Everything is 10 out of 10 when it comes to Memo. I have a whole buying guide, as I said. You will find it in the description, and stay tuned because I am going to do a semi-updated version, or like the best from Memo, where I will incorporate all the fragrances that were released since I did these buying guides. Another favorite niche house that is so luxurious, it has actually gold in the fragrances, is of course Atelier des Ors. Oh, I am missing one. I have a third one. Anyway, Atelier des Ors is one of the fragrance houses that I would pay anything for their fragrances, not because of the packaging. As I said, I am someone who is judging a fragrance by the scent profile, and their fragrances are high quality, unique, beautiful niche fragrances. My favorite one is Rose Umayyad, Rouge Sarai, and Blanc Polychrome. Lune Feline is very beautiful. Again, the list will go on and on with my favorites from the brand. Again, I have a buying guide on them, so the quality is there, the scent profile is there, like the niche vibe. And look at these bottles, like these are pieces of art. Beautiful, beautiful fragrances. So again, I would pay full price of any of these fragrances because they deserve it. Another niche house that just took my breath away again when I tested these fragrances. I was impressed with so many, and I'm talking about Ormonde Jayne. Ormonde Jayne is one of the most chic, timeless, effortlessly elegant fragrance, so stunning. I have a lot on my wish list since I discovered that brand. I personally have only Levant now, and yes, I got this one on a discount, but I would have paid full price for this fragrance because of how stunningly beautiful these scents are. Oh my god, just elegance in a bottle, very feminine and delicate. None of the fragrances, like the majority of the fragrances, are not a screamer, they are not too loud. Even some of them are not like the best in performance, but the scent is so beautiful, so special. I would pay full price, no problem. The one that is currently on my wish list, like I have many, but the one that I am eyeing is Sakura. Sakura is such a beautiful scent. Oh my god. It, again, like Levant, which I own here, it's very timeless and chic and elegant, but a different scent profile. I would highly recommend also Ormonde Woman. Ormonde Woman is such a unique scent, so I would pay full price for these fragrances, no problem, because of the scent profile, because of how beautifully formulated these fragrances are. Next, I have Penhaligons, and I was shocked that a lot of people didn't mention Penhaligons as one of the worth it, let's say, fragrance houses. For me, Penhaligons, maybe not all of the fragrances, but a lot of their fragrances are worth the price tag. For me personally, the one that is the winner for me is the Bewitching Jasmine. Oh my god, oh my god, this is a beautiful oud floral. So there is jasmine as a note, so a jasmine oud combination. It's not your typical one. It's sweet and so dark and mysterious and extremely long lasting and quite projecting. I use sparingly this fragrance, like I need 2 sprays and I'm good to go. I don't need much of it. So again, when it comes to like the price tag and performance, it checks all the boxes. Like, look at the bottles. I mean, specifically the portrait collection is absolutely stunning. So I would definitely recommend this one. There is a buying guide on Penhaligons coming very soon, so definitely stay tuned. Last niche house is specifically from the Casamorati line from Xerjoff. Now, I am not going to talk about Xerjoff in general because he has too much, so I can't really judge all of the fragrances. Some are worth it for me, some are not. So not everything is worth it for me, but the Casamorati line specifically has a lot of hits. And for the price tag, I would highly recommend them. I have here Bouquet Ideale, which is a beautiful ambery, spicy fragrance with vanilla. Oh, so stunning. I have a full review on it as well as a comparison. You will find in the description down below. We have Dama Bianca, we have Quattro Pizzi, a lot of stunning fragrances in this collection, and yeah, these for me are definitely worth it. Like the whole collection, I would say, is worth it when it comes to the quality, and you just have to pick your scent profile again. But like Xerjoff in general, not the Casamorati line, it depends. Like for example, for me, Erba Pura is not worth it at all. Now, for a lot of people, worth the price tag means high performance fragrances, which brings me to the next brand, because this brand I would not categorize as a high quality brand, but it is very high performing and they are very unique. They again set the trend for many perfumes, and I'm talking about Parfums de Marly. Of course, this is one of the brands that made niche houses, niche brands popular among everyone. This is one of the niche houses that sets the trend with Delina, for example, Valaya. Like Delina took the world by storm, and everyone loves that fragrance. I personally don't like it. It's a little bit too synthetic for me, because I am personally someone who values the scent profile over anything. So if you give me an extremely synthetic fragrance, even if it's high performing and it smells synthetic, for me this is a little bit off-putting. But this is just me personally. The majority of their fragrances are very high in performance. They last, they project. The ones that I personally love from the brand is Delina La Rosée, which is on my wish list. I also really enjoy Valaya, but I have a very similar fragrance to Valaya, so I don't need it anymore in my collection. Cassili is a beautiful, sweet frangipani fragrance. I used to own that fragrance, but I decluttered it because I don't need a lot of it. So I don't need a full bottle of it. And my baby, my favorite one from the brand, comes from the men collection actually, and it is Ouage. This was one of the fragrances that stole my heart, like love at first sniff, and it is so beautiful. If anyone loves cinnamon, get your hands on Wajan. It's so beautiful. Now it comes in the men bottle, but I have to say it is totally unisex, even leaning slightly feminine in my opinion. It's a very stunning, almost apple pie experience. A lot of vanilla, a lot of cinnamon. It's delicious, beautiful without being edible. It's still a perfume and I absolutely love it. And even if we speak about the packaging, like Parfums de Marly, specifically the feminine fragrances are just beautiful pieces. So packaging is 10 out of 10 and also the performance is 10 out of 10. The next brand is a sister company of Parfums de Marly and it is Initio. Initio has extremely long-lasting performing fragrances that are very unique. Now, I used to own Blessed Baraka. I also decluttered that fragrance because, again, scent profiles that I don't need a lot of, so I am very happy with my decant. I would love for Initio to make travel sizes because I would love to buy more fragrances. Like any fragrance from the brand is a standout. They are extremely long-lasting, loud fragrance. So this is the fragrance house that you would go to if you want loud fragrances. Specifically, you are okay with Hedian. My favorite one is, as I said, is Blessed Baraka. Blessed Baraka is this amber carnal musk. If you know the musk in Musk Ravajour from Frederic Malle, this is the vibe that you will get from Blessed Baraka, and extremely sexy fragrances. The whole brand has this vibe, this DNA that is extremely carnal, alluring. in the majority. Like there are some exceptions, for example, Musk Therapy, the new one, Power Self, that are a little bit easygoing, more easy use. But generally speaking, the whole brand is very, very strong and a standout. I personally paid full price for Blessed Baraka because it was an amazing scent. Just not a scent profile that I use so frequently, and this is why I decided to declutter it. So these two brands, I would say, are deserving the price tag for how high performing and unique the scents are. Now let's move to private collection of designer fragrances, and I would definitely categorize these as luxury because of the presentation, because of the high quality in the majority of them, the formulation, the scent profile, everything in them is, of course, luxury. Private collections that I am totally obsessed with, I have a lot of fragrances from this collection, is of course Armani Prive. I love this brand so much. Not a fan of their regular fragrances, but the private collection, I have so many. The ones that I am featuring here are my absolute favorites. So I have Ambre Eccentrico, which is an ambery fragrance. I have Magenta Tanzanite, which is spicy vanilla, in the same vibe as Minuit Demi from Florals de Bois, as Changing Constant from Penhaligon, but more strong. This is the strongest from the three. I have a comparison video between the three that I will leave linked down below if you are curious. I just love this fragrance, and it is a compliment magnet. Compliment magnets. It is like the presentation is 10 out of 10. Like the packaging of Armani Prive is absolutely stunning. The fragrance performance is stellar, and also the scent profile is 10 out of 10. So I would pay full price for this fragrance, even now that they are hiked the prices. Can we talk about private collections without mentioning the next one? Guerlain. I recently discovered the private collection of Guerlain, and I can't imagine that I didn't test them before. Like, what was I thinking? Like, really? I have here Spiritus Double Vanille. This is the old bottle, but the scent is the same. Oh my God. The most beautiful vanilla fragrance ever created. Has a bit of a smoky touch, a little bit of a spicy, peppery pink pepper, but it's so elegant, so beautifully formulated, effortlessly chic. Everything about the private collection, specifically the private collection of Guerlain, is so chic. And I didn't finish testing everything. Like the ones that I've tested, I am totally in love. Angelique Noir is on my wish list. I have also Musc Outre Blanc. Oh my God, that fragrance is absolutely stunning. The most beautiful musky scent I've ever smelled. And I would pay full price on any. I actually paid full price for this one, and I would pay also full price on any of the others. High quality fragrances that definitely deserves the hype, deserves the price tag. Highly recommend anything from the Art et la Matière from Guerlain. Next private collection, I would have added so many. If it wasn't for what they are doing lately. They discontinued a lot of their, let's say, gems. And I'm talking about Maison Lancome. Look at that packaging. I always found it so difficult to declutter any of Maison Lancome fragrances because of the packaging, because I'm totally obsessed. They had stunning fragrances that they discontinued, like Roses per Speranza, which I own. I absolutely cherish that fragrance. It's such a unique rose scent. From the ones that are currently available, I would say the fragrance that I would pay everything for, because it's one of my absolute favorite fragrances, is Jasmine's Marzipan. This is the most beautiful jasmine fragrance I have ever smelled, and it is extremely unique. Never smelled anything like it. It's very long lasting and very projecting. Nothing wrong about it. Actually, I would have wished for this fragrance to be less projecting a little bit, because it's very loud. It's kind of a sweet jasmine with some woodiness and like magical. If you love jasmine, you will love this fragrance. This is a staple, a masterpiece in my opinion. Dominique Robion just did a masterpiece here. Now let's talk about the designer brand that I'm just obsessed with. I am a Chanel girl. I love everything Chanel. Their fragrances are just the most exquisite fragrances on the market, extremely elegant. Is it the Les Exclusifs line or is it the regular line? Everything Chanel you can't go wrong with. I would pay any price tag for Chanel fragrances, and I have a lot. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. 4. Oh, I have no hands for what is coming now. Let's get to the Chance line. 5. 5 only from the Chance line, as well as Gabrielle Essence, Gabrielle Low, number 5 Low, and my baby Chanel Coco Eau de Parfum. I have to admit, the price tag of Chanel is outrageous. It's so high, but I can't lie. I would pay full price for any of the fragrances that I've mentioned, including the very weak in performance Gabrielle Low. Gabrielle Low is the lightest, I would say, from the ones that I have, but the scent profile is so special, so unique, so elegant, so effortlessly chic. Again, I don't know how Chanel does it, but I have to encounter still a fragrance from Chanel that is not elegant. I did not see any, including the Exclusive line, which I have 2 on my wish list, 1957 and 1932. These are one of the most unique floral scents I have ever smelled, and I am going to add them to my collection sooner or later. The only one that I would say I don't know about the price tag is the newest release, Chance Eau Splendide. I will leave the full review of that fragrance in the description. This is the one that I would say, not sure about the price tag. It doesn't smell like Chanel, but everything Chanel, every single fragrance is 10 out of 10 would pay full price. You just have to, again, pick the scent profile that you love. Now you may ask me, you talked about Chanel, what about Dior? And when it comes to Dior, there are some hit and some misses. So Dior, I would pay full price and even more for my beloved Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. One of the most unique, rose, elegant, feminine, delicate fragrances. I love, 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 love this fragrance. This one and Chance Eau Tendre are for me staples. I would repurchase them over and over and over again because I just love them so, so, so much. When it comes to the private collection, I have a full buying guide, by the way. You can check it in the description. Again, we have some hits and some misses. But generally speaking, I would say the private collection is worth it. But my favorite one that I would pay anything for, and I heard that it is going to be sadly discontinued, I can't believe it, is Vanilla Diorama. This one deserves even more. Say, I would pay more for the original price for the Vanilla Diorama. Such a unique gourmand vanilla. François Demachy again did a masterpiece here. Of course, I would also recommend Gris Dior, which I forgot to take out. So I own that fragrance. This is one of the most beautiful modern chic fragrances. Again, would highly recommend it. So definitely deserves the price tag, even with the price hike. Bois Talisman, which I recently reviewed, is so beautiful. Such a beautiful and elegant, sweet, woody, cozy scent. Again, 10 out of 10. Francis Kurkdjian did a great job, and I can't test more. So unlike Chanel, Dior has some hits and misses. And these were the luxury fragrances that I would pay full price for. Is it niche or luxury designer? These fragrances I would repurchase and pay full price for, no doubt. And in some cases I would pay even more. This is how much I find them beautiful, how much I value, let's say, these fragrances. Tell me in the comments down below, what are the fragrances that in your opinion are worth the original price tags, that you will have no problem paying that price tag for. I'm so curious to see your picks. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful, and if you did, please give me a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to check Idil's jewelry in the description. I am sure you will love this brand as I did. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Ciao.